So, hello everyone. So, I'm back with another lecture. So, our today's topic is Python function. So, I'm Hassan Tariq. So this is part of the your curriculum, which is Python programming language. And today we will be discussing about the functions. Functions, as we know, that they are the reusable part of the code. We can define them, and there are some already built-in functions in every language which you use frequently. In Python, like the most frequently used function is print, so you use it. So okay, we will move forward. Previously, we have seen what are the loops, data structures, list, tuples, and dictionary in the Python programming language. So as we move forward in this tutorial, so I will also give you a hands-on experience. I will also tell you how we can define or execute a function and how they look like and how they are used in the real code. So anyways, let's move forward. The former a function is a block of organized reusable code that is used to perform a single related action. Functions provide better modularity for your application and a high degree of code reusing. So your application, your piece of code becomes modular and highly reusable. So you don't have to code again and again, and you can use the same function in a multiple on multiple instances. So, anyways, Python gives you many built-in functions like print, as I have mentioned, and that you most frequently used function for most of the programmers. And you can also create your own functions, um, which are called as user-defined functions. So, how we can define a function in Python? So, in order to define a function, the function block should begin with the keyword def followed by a function name and parentheses, and any input parameters or argument should be placed within these parameters. Um, you can also define these parameters inside these parentheses. The first statement of a function can be an optional statement, and it is also called as a docstring or documentation string of the function. The code block within every function starts with a colon and is indented. The statement return exists function, and you can optionally pass back an expression to the caller. A return statement with no argument is same as a return none. So here's a general syntax of a function. Here you can, as you can see, the def is the keyword, and function name, you can define your function name according to your convenience, and most of the time. So then there is a parenthesis, and the parameters goes into the parameter that is an optional one, then colon, and then a piece of code goes into this body. So in this function body, as we can see, there is a function document string, and it is used to it is for the purpose of your memory, that you can remember that what this function was intended to do, or anything you like to remind of yourself, or it is just like a documentation of the function. So and then the function code block, the actual body of the end, and then there is a return statement in the end, which exits the function. So it's an example of a simple function which def is the keyword, print me is the name of the function. You can define any name of your choice. Str is the argument. They can or cannot be any argument in the function. And then this is the document string of the function. You can write anything according to your convenience, or for you to remind of what the function major functionality of the function was. So this is the print statement. The simple body of the statement has a simple print statement, and you can do any calculation or anything, any function you want to perform within that. And there is a return statement. So this is the simple definition of a function. So when we calling function, how we can call function? So Defining function gives it a name, specifies the parameters that are to be included in the function, and structures the block of code. Once once the basic structure of a function is finalized, you can execute it. You can execute it by calling it from another function or directly from the Python prompt. This is the example of the function that we created or discussed before. So here we are calling the same function with the two different strings, and how it looks like we will see in the example here. So this is the function here, and this is the same function, and I will just call it and run this example, and you can see the whatever the code was inside this. So this is the function name, and this is the, because it requires one argument to be included, so it required argument. So it is and this argument is called required argument because we require this, need this argument to in order to this function to be executed. So this is a function definition, and this is where we are calling the function. So so there are three kind of function arguments. One is the required argument, which is we just discussed. Other is the keyword argument, and third one is the default argument. They can also be another other type of arguments. Anyways, for now we will only restrict ourselves to these three arguments. So as we can see, this is the required argument, and for the same function, when I try to call this in this way, which is the example of keyword argument. So in keyword argument, we have used the same keyword that we mentioned in while defining the function, and this keyword goes here, and the keyword with the assignment operator is getting the string from here. So the string has been assigned to the keyword, and this function executes, and your result will be the same. Then you will get the string printed when the function is called. So this is the example of the keyword argument. So the third type was default argument. Default argument, we will explain it with the example. So default argument, um, uh, let's take an example. There, for example, where a function has two arguments. In this case, we have name and age. So we have defined default value of age is which is equal to 35. So in case there are two examples. In the first example, we have called this function and provided the value of age and name. So in this scenario, the value which is provided to the function at the time of calling, this will be displayed, this will be executed. So in other case, the here in the second example, the only name has been assigned a value, so there is no value assigned for the age. So in this case, the default value of age will be assigned, and it will be called. So we will execute it. So here is the output of this particular program, this particular function. So you can see in the first case, we have the value which is assigned to the so it has been passed on, and it has been displayed. In the second, the default value of age has been displayed, because in the second case here, second scenario, the age has not been passed. So here for now, the function we will the functions is finished. So we will, you can practice it at home, and we will discuss if you have any problem. So I will get back to you with another tutorial. Uh, this is it for now. So remember to subscribe. So thank you.